was pretty, the cloth was fine. It did not matter that the spoons were not silver, nor the knives ivory-handled. Everything looked nice. Mrs. Morel had managed wonderfully while her children were growing up, so that nothing was out of place. Miriam talked books a little. That was her unfailing topic. But Mrs. Morel was not cordial, and turned soon to Edgar. At first Edgar and Miriam used to go into Mrs. Morel's pew. Morel never went to chapel, preferring the public house. Mrs. Morel, like a little champion, sat at the head of her pew, Paul at the other end, and at first Miriam sat next to him. Then the chapel was like home. It was a pretty place, with dark pews and slim, elegant pillars, and flowers. And the same people had sat in the same places ever since he was a boy. It was wonderfully sweet and soothing to sit there for an hour and a half, next to Miriam, and near to his mother, uniting his two loves under the spell of the place of worship. Then he felt warm and happy and religious at once. And after chapel he walked home with Miriam, whilst Mrs. Morel spent the rest of the evening with her old friend Mrs. Burns. He was keenly alive on his walks on Sunday nights with Edgar and Miriam. He never went past the pits at night, by the lighted lamp-house, the tall black headstocks and lines of trucks, past the fans spinning slowly like shadows, without the feeling of Miriam returning to him, keen and almost unbearable. She did not very long occupy the Morels' pew. Her father took one for themselves once more. It was under the little gallery, opposite the Morels. When Paul and his mother came in the chapel, the Livers' pew was always empty. He was anxious for fear she would not come. It was so far, and there were so many rainy Sundays. Then, often very late indeed, she came in, with her long stride, her head bowed, her face hidden under her bat of dark green velvet. Her face, as she sat opposite, was always in shadow. But it gave him a very keen feeling, as if all his soul stirred within him, to see her there. It was not the same glow, happiness, and pride that he felt in having his mother in charge. Something more wonderful, less human, and tinged to intensity by a pain, as if there were something he could not get to. End of Part 1 of Chapter 8.